Hey everyone, this is Dr. George Bernbach, and I want to give you a 5-star management minute. And what that is just one little simple concept that can be life changing for a practice or a practitioner. So, this is what I want to talk about today. Have you ever noticed that when you walk up to the front desk, or you grab an assistant, or you maybe even a patient, and you say, "Hey, I want you to do this"? In order to get better, you have to do this thing. Or, "Hey, I heard how you answered the phone. This is how you have to answer the phone." There's a psychological, a knee-jerk negative reaction to being told what to do that happens subconsciously in our brain. It's called psychological reactance, but that's besides the point. There's a reason why people bristle when a manager walks up and asks them to do something. There's a reason why they go, "Man, they're micromanaging me." There's a reason why you can look at a patient and say, "Look, every time you eat a donut, you feel terrible. You have to stop eating donuts." And they say, "Absolutely, I'm not going to eat donuts anymore." And then they walk out of your office and they go, "Just one more. I can eat a donut if I want to. I worked out this morning." That is the craziness that happens in psychological reactance. We hate the feeling of being bossed around. We hate the feeling of being told what to do, even if it's something that's good for us. And in the management world, that can be just mentally fatiguing. How do we get around this mental reflex? But you have to understand what it is. It kicks in whenever we feel that our freedom or our autonomy is being threatened. Let me say that again. Anytime we feel that we can't do things our way, the way we want, when we want, how we want, we feel that our autonomy is being threatened, and we have this negative psychological reaction. The funniest part of this is it's not just you as a practice owner telling a staff member something to do or asking a patient to do something differently. We do this to ourselves too. That's the irony of it. Because if we scheduled ourselves to work out today because we knew it was going to be good for us, but we did it 2 weeks ago, well, today I'm looking at my schedule. I'm not going to do that today. What was I thinking? Because the person who put it on your schedule is your past self, not your current self. It's kind of crazy. See, psychological reactance is challenging, but it's not inherently bad. If people are too compliant, they're vulnerable to manipulation. And that's one of the reasons why it's protective to us. But psychological reactance can, at times, get in the way of a patient moving forward. It can become something where they even agree to do something, but then change their mind when it comes time to do that. And it can be very frustrating. We can say, "What's wrong with my staff? They're all adults. They're all adults. Why aren't they just doing what they're supposed to be doing?" Because they want to do it their way. That's how it works, you see? But don't worry about it. There's still hope. The way you have to get around it, is by changing 2 words. Instead of "I have to change that to "I get to." And I can walk up to my staff and in one way, "Hey, on Wednesday, you have to make your reactivation calls." Or our COA marketers and say, "Hey, you have to be calling these HR directors." And we're going to change that to a different vision. And we're going to say, "Hey, Mary, the front desk of this office has a great job. They get to help people get and stay on their care program. And that's really exciting." So when you make those reactivation calls, you get to share with them the possibility that care can provide to them and really help them live a better life. "Hey, marketer, when you call these HR directors, you get to be a part of getting the work we do in this office out into that world and helping people who don't know how to get rid of their headaches at work find that answer." Isn't that fun? You see, you have to change the vision from "have to" "get to." Because now their freedom isn't being threatened. It's being exercised by them. They're still being autonomous. They're just now willing and capable of doing what we need them to do. All right? So, Don't worry about whether psychological reactance is there. It's there in everybody. Let's just change how we teach it and how we motivate people through it. All right? Disarming this reflex takes practice, but it's worth learning, right? It's worth learning how to deal with this uncomfortable feeling that everyone has when they're being told what to do. All right? So that's how you get past it. Here's your management minute. Bye-bye.